Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my newest podcast. And today I'm here with fellow Dutchman Tim Coronel.
Good morning.
I found Tim Coronel on Twitter, like about 1 million other people. Tim likes to like every post that he sees. And I sent him a DM to ask him if he wanted to join me on the podcast. And he said yes. And now I'm in his house, only half an hour away from where I live. And we're going to do a podcast. So what do I know about Tim Coronel?
Well, curious.
Tim Coronel is a racer. He works for TV and he owns a karting track.
Yep. Indoor karting track.
Indoor karting track. Okay, well, can you fill me in on everything else that I found?
Next to that, I'm a pioneer, adventurer, a daddy of 2 princesses, and enjoying life. So I love, of course, the tarmac or the off-road, everything that has 4 wheels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I looked you up on Wikipedia, and
I'm curious what they say. Yeah.
Well, I wrote down all the different types of cars you've been driving. The GTI Cup.
Yeah. The AX Citroën 94. Ooh, long time ago.
Formula Opel.
Yep, I did that for 2 years. The European Championship.
The German Formula 3.
Yes, correct.
Porsches.
Yep, GT3.
Touring cars.
Yeah, especially at that moment, it's the Dutch Touring Car Championship and also the Alpha, the 147 Challenge, GTA, as well as the Dutch Champion and European Champion. So having fun at that time, yeah, for sure.
And these kinds of sports, are they sort of lucrative as well, or is it all sort of a very...
It costs a lot of time, it costs a lot of money, it costs a lot of energy, but it gives you so much in the heart.
Yes. See, my family, in my family, we're all speed skaters and cyclists, and a pair of skates is cheap.
It's a lot cheaper than
a bicycle is cheap, but motor racing in general is.
Especially if you make a lot of crashes, then it's more expensive.
Yes.
Yeah, but it is. Hey, you do your best, and eventually, we're still here and we're having fun.
Yes, but how did it happen? How did you get into motorsports?
To be honest, it all started, I think, with our granddaddy. Our granddaddy was a famous motorbiker. Also the Island of Man, he did a few times and everything. He lost his leg at Sandford. And so there was already like oil in our blood, or gasoline. And eventually our elder brothers were racing in touring car in Holland. Then Tom started racing. My daddy was racing at that time for Alfa Romeo. So yeah, we didn't know better.
Yeah.
We didn't go through to skating or cycling or whatever. We always went, or we lived at the circuit.
Yeah.
So
proper petrol heads.
Yeah. It's driving through our veins.
So can you fix a car as well?
Yeah. I'm really technical, especially the Dakar cars. After the touring car championships, everything. I got in love with the off-road racing, and I started Dakar in 2007. And of course you need to know the techniques. So I'm really technical. We built our own cars. I can do anything. I can do the welding. I can do anything what I want.
Yeah, you mentioned Dakar. So see, you're driving these long ends on the Dakar rally, and you hear a noise in the car. Do you
I hear and feel everything.
What about if you're watching F1 on TV and you hear a car has a problem?
No, I understand, especially when I hear the pilots talking about like the engine is doing something, or they're feeling something. For us as car drivers or racing drivers, we are always busy with the feeling, the balance, or if it's different, then we know. No, for me that's normal.
Yeah. So yeah, I usually think, hey, I can hear a spoon in the mixer,
Yep.
then I know there's something wrong.
Yeah. Then you're too late.
Okay, so you mentioned Dakar.
Yep.
You started that on your own first.
No, I started it with my princess, my wife.
Okay.
In 2006, she came home and she did Dakar with another friend of mine, and she got home and said, "I want to do this with you." Now you need to imagine that you're doing the 14 days with your wife, and she's telling you where to go.
Yeah.
That's a
Sounds normal.
That's a big. Trust me, big challenge. But eventually, we started it in 2007. So we still did the Africa Dakar, and then we went to South America. We stayed there for 10 years, I believe, and now it's Saudi. So I'm doing Dakar already for 17 years, and I started it with my lady, but in 2009, of course, the crisis came. So Alistair McRae, the brother of Colin McRae, famous rally driver, he called me and said, "Tim, I can make a buggy for half the price, and I want you in the car for the legacy of Alistair, of Colin, sorry." And because he always wanted to do Dakar on his own. So we built this car in 2010, and I did it on my own. And eventually, all the people that know the Dakar and saw, of course, what a struggle it was for me. It was a big challenge. But eventually, we made it to the finish, and the people embraced me. So, till 2017, I did it solo for 7 years. And of course, it was a big challenge, but a nice fight, and with all the elements of nature, technical, and of course the race. I loved it. But eventually I did it with my twin brother, 2015, 16 and 17, and I made a promise with him that if we made it together, we would do another project. So then we started the Beast. It's a big car, like Robbie Gordon always did the Dakar. It's a Baja car, not really a Dakar car off-road, but a Baja car. We did it 17, 18, 19 and 20 and 21, 22, 23. We are now in the SRT. So, having fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
So these buggies you talked about, I think I saw an episode of the Race Cafe and Doornbos and...
Jelmer volgens mij, or was it?
They flipped over.
They flipped over, that was cool, huh?
Yeah.
Good job, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
Is it one of those buggies?
No, that's an SSV buggy. That's a two-seater, and for us, it's a one-seater.
Oh yeah.
No, that car is like an SSV, and it's from Can-Am, and that's a two-seater. We have a one-seater, a solo-seater, and we make it ourselves. So that's it.
You build it yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's handy. So your TV career.
TV career. People love to see me, so then things happen. Huh?
Yes. So there's one of your own show is called the Auto Experience.
Yeah.
Is that still going?
No. Finished. We did it for 7 years, I believe. We just were testing cars and to explain to the people, how and what. So and we were a little bit cheeky. So not like a normal way, but
a bit like Top Gear.
Yeah, like Top Gear a little bit. Yeah, true.
And Marble Mania, that's the latest thing?
Yeah, of course, if the people know you as a person and everything, they ask you for different programs. So Marble Mania, but one of the most of nicest what I ever did was like Survivor. It's Experience Robinson.
Yeah.
That was really nice. So you need to survive for 1 month on an island. So and that's what I love that a lot.
Okay. And are you still being asked for Viaplay?
Of course. And if you know so much about motorsports, and I'm pretty okay with the technical side, of course, and also driving. So they asked me to analyze like F1 races and that sort of stuff. So no, just having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ziggo as well.
And Ziggo. We did Ziggo, of course. So and now in Holland, the rights of the F1 is at Viaplay. So now, yeah, it's Viaplay. But in the past, we did a lot of. Well, always when motorsports are there, we are there.
Yeah.
Because it's in our veins.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So you own a karting track, an indoor karting track.
Yes, correct.
With your brothers.
Yeah.
That's in Huizen. We nearly did the podcast there, but it was handier for me to come here.
Yep.
So how did that happen?
Of course, we love motorsports, and in motorsports, you want to explain what you do to, or to show other people. So, of course, in England and Ireland and Scotland, it started with indoor karting. It started like 30 years ago. So they were karting in, just indoor, and so we did it also in Holland 27 years ago, and it's fun, and I always like it because all the people are going away after the karting with a big smile.
Yeah.
And that's what I like.
I think I might do it with my colleagues from work.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Take 4 or 5 people and then try not to crash into each other too much.
That's handy for me because it costs a lot of money.
Hey, and then are there like karting clubs? Like, you know, I used to be in a speed skating club.
Oh, there are some. We call verenigingen, of course,
Yeah.
club. There are some, but we don't have it, to be honest.
No. So you wouldn't know if there's any like new talent knocking on the door. You wouldn't know that from the.
For sure. Because of F1 is really popular now in Holland because of Max, of course, and so you see also the youth being more interested in racing, and they're also then of course karting. So it gets busier and busier, and it's nice to see that the younger people are also interested now in motorsports F1.
Yeah. So what do you think is the best age to start? I know Max Verstappen started when he was 4, but
there is no best age to start motorsports.
Yeah, I done a video.
If you want to be like world champion as early as possible and as much laps as possible and as much live it as much as possible. But on the other hand, hey, as long as you enjoy it, just do it.
Yeah, I done a video the other day on Yuki Tsunoda,
Mm-hmm.
but he started karting when he was 10.
That's late for
it was pretty late
for F1 drivers, yeah.
And his father did Gymkhana racing.
Gymkhana? Oh, cool. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, well, you need to watch my video then.
Yeah, of course.
See, you always liked him, but I don't think you watched him actually.
No, the whole movie I didn't see, but I didn't know that Gymkhana was his daddy did. So
yeah,
cool. Then I know where the kamikaze is coming from. Yeah.
But did you live in Japan as well?
No. My twin lived there for 5 years. But I was there.
Yeah. That's one country that I really like to go to because
it's really a beautiful country.
Apparently, it's really clean and well
organized.
Respect
and organized. Yeah. And especially the respect to each other. That's Japan.
Yeah. Okay. So when I was younger, my dad's a truck driver, or was a truck driver, and we used to go to the Autorij.
Yeah.
And we collected all these brochures from all the different
cars and introductions and everything.
But we took a family photo with a rally truck with 2 front ends.
Yeah, of course. Everybody knows that truck. It's from Jan de Rooij.
Jan de Rooij.
Yeah. It's a really famous truck because he could drive both sides.
So if he gets stuck one side, he can drive the other side.
Yeah, he didn't go to. Of course, it was for the rules. He made it. It was like a stunt, but no, it's working, and everybody knows that truck. And of course, Jan de Rooij, he built Dakar because everybody knows the scenery or the movie that a truck was passing Arie Vartane in the Peugeot. Everybody knows that one. And there was Jan. And Jan was driving 220 miles an hour or kilometers an hour in the desert. So he was really crazy. Yeah, a hero.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
So it's a famous truck.
Yeah, and what about other people in Rally? I know Carlos Sainz Senior.
Yeah, Carlos. Yeah, really nice guy, to be honest.
Because what I hear from him, that he's very political, that he has like strings attached to his son, and you know, there was a bit of friction when he was in Toro Rosso with Max.
No, of course he's Carlos' daddy, and yeah, he's coming up for his son. That's for sure. And Jos is coming up for Max, and of course there's emotion and there's a fight. Of course that's normal, but he's not really political or whatever. No. He's just a normal person that fights what he thinks he needs to fight for, and everybody is like in Dakar. Everybody is the same. We all have the same problems. We all have the same shit. We all have to shuffle. We all have difficult days, and to be honest, Carlos is a hero. If you see him in the desert, what he's doing and everything, wow.
Yeah, and there's people saying that Carlos Sainz Senior's link with Audi will give Carlos Sainz Jr. a seat in Audi in a couple of years.
Nah, to be honest, if Audi is going to F1, of course they want to work with somebody who they know or with certain values and that sort of stuff. So
connections.
Connections. That's obvious, but hey, it is what it is. And by the way, Carlos Jr. is also a really fantastic driver, so he's doing a good job. And if Audi wants him, then it's more easy to call Carlos, of course.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works in.
Of course, you want to work with people who you trust and who you know with certain values have, and the Sainz family is in motorsports is one of the best. Oh no, I can only say one thing: respect.
Yeah. So, is there anybody in Formula One that you're close to at the minute, or?
No, not really. To be honest, I know, of course, Nick's dad.
Okay.
Nick de Vries' daddy is Hendrik Jan, and we were racing always with him. But yeah, if you're in F1, you are one of the 20th best drivers in the world.
Yeah.
So it's easy, and I think Nick's belongs there, because if you look at his legacy, he won all the championship he drove before that, more championship than every other F1 driver.
Yeah.
So he's getting there. If he gets the time, he'll stay there, and he will show nice things for sure.
Well, I follow a certain YouTuber called Aldas, and he said at the minute there's 10 people in space.
Yep.
Yeah. Space stations. Yeah. Whatever. And there's 20 Formula One drivers.
Yeah.
To explain how unique it is to be in that position.
Yeah.
And then you see Nick de Vries fighting for that seat all these years long, and you know, sometimes he was really close and then he just didn't make it, and reserve driver Formula E. But for him to have a seat in Formula One, even if it's just for 1 year, is something.
It's really special.
It's special and unique, and I don't think we should dunk on him if Red Bull has a junior like Liam Lawson next year and say, "Look, Nick, thanks for this year."
To be honest, I can understand if they do that, but that's a political, geographical net decision.
Yeah.
It's not because of the person, but to be honest, every F1 driver knows that it works like that also, and they use that also. So, in the sportive side of the sport, F1, it's easy. Call me one guy, or tell me one person who has more championship than Nick before F1.
No, I don't know.
There is none.
No.
So he belongs there. Yeah. That's what it is.
But I could totally see it happening that he has a great race now in Spain. And
it's a track that he knows
and knocks it out of the park, and then all of a sudden it starts flowing and he starts scoring points on a regular basis.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, if he has like 15 to 20 points, then nobody will say he had a bad season.
They will embrace him and they will thank him and everything. Yeah.
And that's what I'm hoping for him.
Yeah, me too. I think he deserves it, and if looking at F1, it's more difficult than in the past. Let's say it like this. Every driver needs about 2 years to get the whole package.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing that was explained to me as well by different YouTubers, that in say 2007, 2008, if a rookie started, there was unlimited testing.
Correct.
So they had like a season and a half worth of.
The more money, the
time.
more politics, the more miles, the more you gain.
That's how much time they had in the car before starting, and these rookies nowadays, they get the testing days, and then they get chucked in the car in a race.
They get really short time.
And then sometimes there's new tracks that they've never driven before.
And then all those small things, they need to be perfect. And yeah, and then, but that's also nice for us as a viewer, yeah, because you see they make mistakes, and right, that's okay. As long as it is what it is, and eventually all the drivers that need to be in F1 are in F1.
Yeah.
Because those are the 20 best drivers in the world, and so you need to show what you can do and get the elements all perfect.
Yeah. Well, I think there's been a few in the past that shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, but that's okay, money talks, bullshit walks. We all know.
Yeah. So
but on the other hand,
if you have a team that goes down and there's a
but master spin, that's how I call him, the master in spinning. He didn't deserve to be there.
No.
He made too much mistakes. So yeah, then you're kicked out, that's for sure. Okay, if you have a lot of money, you have probably more time to show that you have it in you, but eventually, if you're not the best, fuck off.
Yeah.
Easy.
And that's usually how it goes after a while. But you know, see now with the budget cap, these big sponsors putting a driver in is getting less and less necessary.
True, but eventually within this, you still need to be the best or not.
Yeah, if you keep crashing. I mean, Mick Schumacher is the son of the world famous Michael Schumacher.
Yeah, but don't forget.
And he doesn't have a seat now.
At the moment not. But don't forget, Mick also did really good things in F2.
Mm-hmm.
So he has it somewhere, as long as he gets the time, right moment, right car. Right place, yeah. I'll see him doing things in a good way for sure.
Yeah. Then again, you know, if I look at Mercedes juniors or reserve drivers, not many have reached a new seat thanks to Mercedes. Like Nick de Vries was reserve driver at Mercedes.
Yep.
And
Russell.
And he had to sort it out himself to get a seat.
No. Eventually, I think, of course, Mercedes helped him a lot. Otherwise, he was not in the Williams. Huh?
Oh, that one time, yeah.
So eventually, if they can help Mercedes, they will help.
Yeah. But like Stoffel van Doorn, he's been a reserve driver for years now.
Yeah, but political ways, Stoffel is Belgium. In Belgium, I don't know if it's living that much. He showed a lot of good things, but eventually not at the right time, at the right place, at the right moment. And if he maybe gets a seat because one of the normal drivers is kicked out or has something medical or whatever, then he can show it again. Yeah. And if he then shows good things, then he's able to stay. And otherwise, you're not getting the chance.
I'm hearing a lot of good things about Venti. That's a young Italian driver that is a reserve driver for Mercedes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always like to see those youngsters.
Hey, I always see F3, F2 is the best school you can have because everybody has the same car.
Yeah.
And if you have the same car, you have the same chances. And how do they do? Do they get it all right? That's what you can say.
Yeah, I don't watch it often enough. But then if I switch on F2, then I'm really interested in it. You know.
Hey, it's fun. It's really on the limit all the time.
Yes, and these guys are still sort of unpolished.
Yeah.
There's one guy who.
No political shit. It's real sports.
Yeah. Yeah, and the gaps are smaller, so.
Yeah.
So coming back to the people in F1 that you know, like, are you close with Jos Verstappen? Because you're pretty much the same age, aren't you?
No, we were always training together.
Okay.
So we had the same personal trainer. Yeah, we mountain biking and in the sporting school and in the fitness. We did a lot at that time together. But eventually he did his thing and I did my thing. So, no, but it really, to be honest, Max is the best manager in the world because he made Max.
Yeah.
And for sure, Max is at the moment the best driver.
So, and how do you feel about the reputation that Jos has? You know,
Jos always had to drive with a lot of risk, and then you probably mean he crashed a lot or not.
Well, not the reputation of being an unfriendly person in real life.
No, he's really friendly.
Yeah,
he's really straight, maybe too straight.
Yeah,
and some people don't like it, and no, that's how it works. But he doesn't matter, or he doesn't care.
No.
He lives his life in his way, and I have a lot of respect for what he's doing, and he's doing a good job. He's also rallying now, and to be honest, wow, he's fast.
Did you hear that joke that Max made to him in his documentary, where I don't know, Max was talking about, oh, I could eat this and this and this and this, and then somebody said, I think Jos said, oh, I'll be crashing. Oh no, you won't fit into the bathtub.
Mm-hmm.
And then Max said, well, you're used to getting out. You're used to getting out of the car on the side because you crash so much. Right?
Oh, okay. Oh, I know. I didn't know that one.
It's in the documentary on Viaplay.
Okay, well, I've seen I think everything, but I don't.
You don't remember the scene
No.
when the four of them are eating?
No.
Oh well. No. We'll look it up.
Yeah, I will check it for sure.
So,
but respect for Jos as a driver, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially what he's doing now. Maybe we'll see him in the future in Dakar. Who knows?
Yeah, and do you think he'll have a race with Max?
Eventually, it was always my dream to race with our brothers, because we are with four brothers, of course. It never happened, and I can imagine that Jos and Max driving in the same car or against each other, that they would have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay. So, Formula One this season. What do you think of the season so far?
Wow, F1. To be honest, it's boring. It's really boring. I hope somebody can challenge Max, because I think it's boring, and I hope Ferrari is coming, Mercedes is coming, of course Hamilton, Russell, Leclerc. It's nice to see that Alpine is there also. So hopefully Norris would come there with McLaren, and then we have more a challenge. But I think at the moment it's really boring.
Yeah, but you see, I love watching the strategy and stuff. So
yeah, but Red Bull is the best in the strategy.
I know, but you know when Max started on P10 and Checo was on pole, and then you see Max overtaking all these other drivers, and then
easily.
And then at some point you're thinking, okay, if Max or if Checo does a pit stop now, then he comes in right behind him, and then Max will lose pit stop, and you start thinking, and then at some point it's like, oh my god, for the last 15 laps,
it's done already.
The gap hasn't changed, and but I still find that fascinating. But then I can imagine if you're a Lando Norris supporter and you're watching that race, then it's probably boring. Yeah.
Then it's different. Then it's different. No, I look to all the drivers, but it's too much Max at the moment.
Yeah.
But hey, to be honest, he is the best at the moment. So that's what it is.
But you see in Monaco, if they fitted Alonso with the right tires, then he may have won the race.
Yeah. So it's team and driver.
So there's a possibility for another team to win a race, and then they put on the wrong tires. Yeah.
I didn't mention Alonso yet, but I hope that Aston Martin and Alonso will gain a lot of wins this season
Yeah.
because they belong there, and it's nice to see that an elderly guy, Alonso, 41, is still challenging the younger,
Yeah.
and it's good to see. I see a big smile, and of course his drive is fantastic. It's good to see Aston Martin, a legacy brand, is also there. Now Mercedes is coming, Ferrari is coming, McLaren is coming. No, I think we are going to through the end of the season. We'll have a lot of challengers. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Max is already champion.
Yeah, and I think that's what's going to happen. If Red Bull has the 2 prizes in or nearly, then they'll stop the development altogether. And
They're still a second ahead.
yes, but then the other teams, the upgrades the other teams are bringing will bring them closer and closer. And
Eventually, yes, but that's the rules.
yeah.
So.
But I'm glad the FIA is not stepping in anymore, because last year they stepped in halfway through the season.
Yeah, but that was more for you can say they stepped in, but FIA is for safety.
Yes,
For sure. And with all the bouncing, it was not safe anymore.
But it didn't help the tension in the season, because
No.
Ferrari dropped off.
Yep.
And Mercedes thought they could step up, and they actually didn't step up that much either, thanks to the.
No, but the purposing is gone.
The porpoising is gone.
That was the whole reason.
Yeah.
For the rest, if they get there or not, no, they don't care.
So we already touched on this, but do you think Nick de Vries will have a seat next season?
Good. Good question. Good question. I hope, to be honest, because he belongs there. That's what I told you. But he still didn't show me his whole potential yet. So hopefully he'll embrace it and do it, and then he will have to see next year.
And because we're on the verge of a new massive silly season.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of drivers out of contract, and the biggest contract that needs to be signed is Lewis Hamilton with Mercedes.
Yep.
Or with Ferrari, or he's going to retire. What do you think?
Hamilton is too much a sporty person.
Yeah.
I love to see him when he has the drive, of course. I see the spirit is coming back, so he's going to stay, and he'll stay at Mercedes because at Ferrari, Leclerc is doing a good job. It's a different mentality in Italy, so no, he'll stay at Mercedes. And yes, there's a lot of tension on the contract. Mercedes wants him. He wants to be in a Mercedes. So eventually, money talks, bullshit walks.
Now I have a bet with my other YouTube friend from Wheel Sports that I say he's going to sign a 2-year contract, and Mercedes will pay him like 150 million. And my friend says that he's going to retire.
I don't think they
if
will pay that much.
If I'm wrong, then I'm going to grow a Bottas mustache.
Oh, cool!
And he's still thinking about what he's going to do if he loses, So me and the community need to find out what my friend Jason is going to do.
Okay.
You might want to pop into one of his podcasts too.
Oh, maybe.
I think you're doing a hell of a job.
Oh, okay.
So, who's your favorite driver on the grid besides Max and Nick?
Yeah, Norris.
Lando Norris.
Yeah, Lando's doing a really good job. Everybody knows, like Ocon, Norris, Leclerc, Russell, Max. They were racing together for a lot of years. And one year Leclerc won, the other year Ocon won, the other year Norris won. And I think we haven't seen all the potential of Norris yet.
No, it's difficult in that McLaren.
But hopefully it gets more easy now. So,
well, McLaren are buying a lot of good news members of staff.
So
they're grabbing them from all over the place.
Money talks, bullshit walks. That's how it works. And I hope Norris eventually gets the car so he can shine also.
See, I'm not a big believer in drivers switching teams all the time. You know,
No.
So they're talking about Leclerc to Mercedes and Hamilton to Ferrari and Lando Norris to Audi and everybody has to change. But you know, Max Verstappen was in a not so good Red Bull when he started.
Yep.
And in 2016, 17, 18, the car was always second fast or third fastest.
Yep.
But he stayed there and he built and he built and he built until he is where he is now.
But it's not only him who did it.
No,
of course.
But what I'm saying is, you need to give the team the time to fix it, because Alonso kept switching, and you know, I think he missed opportunities by going to other teams.
Yeah, but in what way opportunity? Yeah? Was it the money talks, or was it the team that talked? Sometimes you want to try something else.
Yeah.
And I understand what Alonso did. So and now he made a lucky choice. So, and to be honest, what he's showing us as the speed and his experience and everything. Wow.
Yeah,
wow,
especially
wow.
his overcapacity in the car is amazing.
It's amazing, just like Max. But that's why they have also nice respect to each other.
Yeah, they love each other.
They love each other, for sure.
Yeah. But no, the way Alonso is driving the car, people say that there's 25% he concentrates on driving, and the other 75% is
he's doing with other things, busy with other things.
He's organizing everything.
Yeah.
So, do you have a wild prediction for this season?
Yeah, for sure. Max will win the championship.
That's not wild.
Hey, you want to know?
No, I want to hear something like something crazy. You know, like Oscar Piastri is going to win the race. Or,
no, for sure not.
Something crazy.
Something crazy is that Mercedes will be back.
Okay.
Because they are so long time off at the moment, and I really hope they'll get the speed back.
See, personally, with Mercedes being dominant for 8 years before, I wouldn't mind if they stay on the sideline for another 6 years. And
no, but it's
I'd rather see Ferrari win a championship. I think the whole sport will explode if that red is all over the place again. And I love Charles Leclerc.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. Really doing a good job. He's fast. Really fast.
He's a really friendly fella as well, and maybe too nice.
No. They know each other already for years.
I know, but to his team as well.
It's political. It's the way it is. You don't have to yell to each other. It's you're doing it together. And I see in Leclerc, I see a team player. I see in Max, I see a team player. I see in Alonso at the moment as a team player. I see Hamilton as a team player. Eventually, you have to do it together. So let's hope that these 4 or 5 persons can challenge each other, so that we will have fun. That's how I see it.
No, of course, I only started watching Formula 1 in 2015, Max's debut race, and I just saw that there was something special about him, because all the drivers were always complaining because they couldn't pass him, and he was scoring.
He's challenging everybody.
Valid points all the time, and there was a whole buzz around him. Rules were changed thanks to Max, so you know, and I started learning more and more about the history of Formula 1, and you know, that's how I got into things. But I've never had a season where there was 3 teams fighting for the Constructors' Championship.
No, at the moment not, but hopefully it will come.
Because didn't that happen in, was it 2010, where there were 3 teams fighting for the championship? When Vettel,
there's always one more
dominant.
Yeah. But the rules are now, of course, changing again in 25, 26.
26, yeah.
So there will be a change for sure.
Well, let's hope that happens.
Yep.
So one more thing before we conclude. I always finish my my videos on YouTube saying, "Take care now, doei."
Hey, that's my sentence, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's your punchline.
Yeah, already for a long time.
I hope I don't have to pay you
no, don't worry.
Copyright or anything.
No, only the coffee. Yeah, doei. It started, we were doing commercials, of course, for Oscar, insurance company. And on the set, I said doei. And my twin brother Tommy said also doei. and the directors do that again, and then eventually, there's always at the end we did doei doei. So yeah, it was our punchline, and it is our punchline, and will stay our punchline. But you're allowed to use it.
Ah, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks very much for doing this podcast with me.
Thank you too, and hopefully the people like it. And let's go for racing.
Okay, people, take care now.
Doei doei!